Welcome. This is App of the Week, and today we are actually building an AI agent to solve a major pain point. So I don't know about you, but a lot of times I've actually wanted myself to have an assistant to kind of handle my outbound phone calls. Whether it would be for personal use, for example, calling a bunch of restaurants or a bunch of businesses to find the information out or to make an appointment, or whether it be for my business. So assume a bunch of leads, fill up a form on my website, and I want to start a calling campaign every day to, call each one of them, see if they qualify based on a bunch of questions, and just have a conversation with them, and then give me back, the summary of what happened, and then I can just figure out, if they are the right fit for me, and then I can actually get to work. Instead of spending my time or having to hire someone, spend their time making these menial phone calls for these various uses. So I tried to solve that problem by actually building a flexible AI voice agent. See, you can say, well, there are a lot of AI voice agents on the market already that can make phone calls. But imagine, for every single use case that you have every day, it will be different. So would you actually start to create an AI agent or AI voice call agent for each single case? So if you want to call 4 car repair shops to see if they carry the car part you want, are you going to go ahead and first create an AI agent? That would take the similar amount of time it would to call those shops themselves. So that's why I wanted this flexible agent that I can just talk to, best case scenario, talk to on my phone, and it can just set these campaigns up itself, and begin these campaigns, manage these campaigns, and make all these phone calls, and just get me the transcripts, the results of whatever it talked about, and in some cases even set up appointments if the criteria is met. So today we're talking about how I build that. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to show you a demo, and I'm going to explain it to you how I managed to build it in n8n. So let's see how that works. Alright guys, so first we're going to look at the whole structure and the workflow of this agent. This can do multiple things. It can take contacts from the internet, take contacts from a lead sheet that the business has, which keeps getting updated every day, or it can take already present contacts that the person or the business already has in their Google Sheet or database, and then it can kind of convert and use those contacts, use custom instructions, custom personas to call multiple people at once for a specific purpose. So I'm going to show you and walk you through this architecture of this agent really quick. So in the center we can see we have a master agent. This master agent gets the input from the human user through Telegram, and it has access to these 3 sheets, which can be as many as you want it to. For now, it has access to a lead sheet where leads are generated every day, probably through another automation or however the businesses choose to update their lead sheet manually or through another automation. And it has access to a contact sheet which has the businesses or the person's personal contacts in there. And it has access to an assistant template. This assistant template I'm going to show you very quickly. So it can, okay, so right here, this is your assistant templates sheet. This Google Sheets has different sheets inside it. So this is like a purpose template where you can choose your assistant on different purpose. We already have pre-built instructions set there and an example script as well. Or it can be industry specific if the business has to contact with different clients from various industries. We can have different industry specific script sheets there. And then it also has a custom persona sheet where you can put custom kind of different personalities this agent can take, and it can kind of act based on those if you choose to. So this is just an example of what we can use, and we can give it infinite personalities, infinite kind of different nuanced personalities it can take over to make those calls. And yeah, so this is one of the traits. And the next one is, so I told you about the lead sheet. It's just going to be a Google Sheet where you have leads stored, where you probably scrape or get the leads through an automation. And you can just talk to this agent. Okay, what are today's leads? And then it will show you them. And once you look at them and once you think they are good to go, we are good to start cold calling them. You can kind of tell it, just take this assistant this kind of personality from the assistant template and call each of one of them. Or you can tell them, that these leads are from this industry. Take, a specific template for them, and the other leads are from another industry. So take specific template for those. So it will customize itself for each of the lead or the contact it's calling, and it will do it by itself totally. So how that part works, I'm going to show you. It's at the bottom right here. So first, these are the tools that this agent has access to. So the first one is, of course, the voice calling tool. It's using VAPI API in the backend, and this whole kind of workflow is built using n8n, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So what it does is, again, it takes the instructions from the master agent, it places phone calls, and it gives back the transcript. But you might be thinking, how will it work with calling multiple contacts using different personalities? So that's where this tool comes in, which is our sheet tracking tool. So this is a Google Sheet kind of specifically designed to work with the voice calling tool, and the agent have been specifically instructed to follow a workflow where it always has to first go through the sheet tracking tool, and each time it places a call, it has to input that in the Google Sheet. It has to then take that information and place the call and customize its assistant that's calling based on those instructions for that specific lead, and then place the call, get the transcript, again go to the sheet tracking tool and update that transcript there. And it will do that for all the leads or all the contacts that you wanted to call in one session. And another tool we have that's very important and very useful actually in a real world scenario is the Google search tool. So this tool actually makes sense much more in a personal kind of use for this agent. So for example, you want to call a bunch of restaurants, or you want to call a bunch of car repair shops, and you want to, ask them for a certain part or a certain kind of repair or a certain car's availability. And you don't want to manually make those calls. So what you can do is you can just talk to this agent, ask it to kind of search those auto body shops or restaurants, and it can get you the phone numbers from Google. And then you can ask, okay, these are the specific ones I want to place a call, and I want to ask this question to them. I want to ask if they have appointment availability for this week, this day, this time, or if they have a certain part available for the car, whatever you want. And then it will itself follow this workflow, store all those leads, all those contacts into the Google Sheet inside the sheet tracking tool, and then one by one it will place the call using the voice call tool and upload back the transcripts we got after placing the call within the Google Sheets. So instead of manually making those calls, manually wasting probably half an hour to an hour calling a bunch of restaurants, calling a bunch of auto body shops, this actually makes a lot of sense within a personal use case, and it can help you a lot as well in a business use case as well. So this is right now the main structure of the agent, and I'm going to show you now this agent in action, as well as I'm going to show you the whole structure and how I built it within n8n, how it works kind of within a live demo. Alright guys, so I'm just going to show you this agent in action, kind of how it works behind the scenes when you kind of interact with it. So on the right hand side of the screen, you can see kind of the main agent structure within n8n. So we are of course using the Telegram as our interface. So and OpenAI as our chat model, and these are the sheets I talked about that we are kind of getting the info to kind of customize this agent. Of course, it can customize itself without these sheets, where OpenAI just produces instructions for it, and it can make calls. But if you want very specific use cases where you want preset instructions, want it to behave a certain way, this is a very good use case where you can have these templates right here, and you can give it access to those. You can have a lead database or whatever database you want to have that it can pull contacts from and make calls. And just a general contact where I have my personal contact stored in there. This was our sheets that we have given this agent access to, and these are our tools. So a Google search tool that it can perform internet searches with, get the latest information, latest data, latest contacts as well for retail stores, shops, if you want to search restaurants, auto body shops, whatever you want to call to, you can just talk to it, get those contacts, filter them out, and then ask it to make calls to all of them and send it on a mission, apparently, right? And then we have, next one is our main tool, which is the voice call tool. So we're going to explore what's in there. So this is actually an agent. So there's the agent connected to this, which then has access to the voice call tool. And the next one we have is our sheet tracking tool. This is the most important thing and kind of the heart of this whole agent, because this is what makes it different and makes it so that it can actually handle multiple calls. It can create agents with different purposes and send it on different missions to different contacts. We're going to see how it works in a minute, but that's kind of the overview and the architecture of the whole agent. Now we're going to see it in action. So over here on the left hand side, I have my Telegram open, and I was just talking to it right here. I told it to search some Italian restaurants within a certain location, and then I was going to tell it to call all of them, but I didn't actually make it do that because, I don't want to bother them with just spam calls coming in, right? I don't have an actual mission right now to send it on. But for now, we're going to test it with 2 contacts. So I have access to kind of 2 phone numbers right now, 2 phones. And I have kind of written a very simple message to it. So, I want you to call this person, Kylie, at this number, and just remind her about her dental appointment at Moose Dental at 5 p.m. And then also call Zach at this number and, send it on a different mission. So discuss about a progress on a project and the milestone and the problems he's facing, whatever, right? So here kind of you will see it in action, how it works. So I'm going to open the sheet that is within the sheet tracking tool, so you can kind of see it live. So this is the contacts. I'm sorry. So this is the sheet that it uses to kind of track all the calls. So as you can see, these are the restaurants that I was kind of messing around with. It just added those into the sheet. And now when we send it this message, ideally should add the contacts in there and then call them and update its status as it's going through the call, and then save the transcript or summary right here of the call. So we will see it in action. I'm going to keep it open right here, and we're going to send it this message, and we will see how it works live. So let's do it, and let's send this message. So there you go. We have kicked off the agent. So it should start to create a campaign right here in the Excel sheet. So it will add this contact with a new campaign here and start to call it. So there you go. It created the campaign. It set the status to new, and now it's changed to calling. So I should be getting a phone call anytime now. So I have these 2 phones where I will be getting these 2 calls. Let's see. So there we go. We're getting the call. And I'm going to put it on speaker so we can all hear. Hi there.
Hi, this is Morgan Freebot. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How can I help you?
Absolutely. I'm calling to remind you about your dental appointment at Moore's Dental today at 5 p.m. Just wanted to make sure you're all set for that. How's your day going so far?
Oh, thank you for the reminder. It's going great. Thank you for reminding me, Morgan.
You're very welcome, Kylie. I'm glad to hear your day is going well. Do you have any questions or concerns about your appointment, or are you all set to go?
I'm all set. Thank you for reminding me. I'll head over to there right away.
That sounds insurance card if you have one, and maybe a little something to keep you entertained while you wait. Dental offices can be a bit like waiting for a roller coaster ride. Exciting, but a little nerve-wracking.
All right, I'll head over, Morgan, now. Thank you so much. Take care.
You're welcome, Kylie. Safe travels and take care of that smile.
Yeah.
If you need anything else, feel free to reach it.
Take care. Bye-bye. So that was our first call. I had to kind of cut it off to make it quick. But if it all goes well, it should change the status to done in our Excel sheet. And it should give us the transcript or the summary here, depending on what I have set it up in the agent. I kind of forgot if I set it up to summary or transcript, but we will see. So it kind of checks the agent every 1 minute if the call has been completed, and if it has, it will pull out the transcript or the summary depending on whatever we have set it up there, and it will push it to this database right here. So let's see, we should see it being updated in real time anytime soon, and once that happens, it will then move on to the next contact, which is Zach. It will create and add that contact here and start the process with that, if all works well. So I have kind of set it up right now sequentially, so it works one contact, then one contact, then one contact. But we can also set it up parallelly, so all contacts work together. The calls all go together at the same time. Anyway, so as you can see, it's been added. It has added the transcript right here, and yeah, we will later check if it's correct or not. But as you can see on the bottom, it's created the next one now, which is for Zach, and it's calling, so I should be getting a call anytime soon, which I am. So let's talk about it now. Hi there, Zach speaking.
Hi, this is Morgan Freebot. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How can I help you?
I appreciate you asking, Zach. I'm reaching out to touch base about the P110 project. I wanted to discuss your progress, the current milestone you're working on, and if there are any challenges you're facing. How's everything going on your end?
Everything is going very well. We just finished phase 5 and we're right into phase 6 now. We had a bit of a supplier issue, but it's been all sorted out now and we are right on track.
That's great to hear. Congratulations on wrapping up phase 5 and diving into phase 6. It sounds like you're really making progress. I'm glad to know the supplier issue got sorted out. Those could be tricky. Are there any specific milestones in phase 6 that you're particularly excited about, or any potential hurdles you foresee?
I'm not sure right now, Morgan. I guess we will see as it goes, but yeah, it's good to know we are right on track, and yeah, everything is going well.
Absolutely. Staying on track is key. It sounds like you've got a solid handle on things. If anything does come up, don't hesitate to reach out. Sometimes just having a sounding board can make a big difference. Is there anything else you'd like to share about the project or any support you might need moving forward?
I think I'm good. Thank you so much for the call, though. Appreciate it.
Of course, Zach. I appreciate you taking the time to chat. Sounds like you're doing a fantastic job. If anything comes up or you need to discuss anything in the future, just give me a shout. Have a great day and keep up the great work.
You as well, Morgan. Take care. Bye now. So that was our 2 calls. So the agent went on 2 different missions, called 2 different people to talk about different things. And it will return us its conversations now. So let's see if this one get completed as well. So we have, it has added all the data. The status is to calling. It should change to done with the transcript or the summary getting added in this box right here. So again, it's going through the loop in the background, and let's see how it works. If everything is working fine, it should update in a few seconds. But yeah, so that's the whole process. And as I was saying, right now I have set it up sequentially. So it's calling each contact one by one. But parallel is much better if you're looking for saving time. It can place calls to all contacts at one time. And there you go. The transcript has been added. There you go. So it's transcript actually. I've set it up. So you get the whole conversation right here, saved in your Excel sheet. Whatever your master calling agent talked to with different people, you get it right here. You can analyze it. You can get a summary of it to your email, or you can just have this stored here. What happened on 50 different calls that you didn't have to make yourself. So much time saved, so much money saved. It's incredible the value such agent provides. But yeah, So that was the agent in action in real time, and I will now show you kind of the inside workings and the whole architecture in n8n of how this agent is built, how I've structured it, and what I'm planning to do to kind of upgrade it and take it on a whole new level, which can really be impactful whether it's in your personal life or business. So stay tuned, and actually let's get to that. Alright guys, so now I will show you the whole agent, how it's built in n8n, and how all the pieces kind of connect together and work together. So if you want to, you can build one like this or a much more upgraded version of this, because I am currently working as well to build a much more kind of upgraded version that can perform much more tasks and be much more, independent. But anyway, so this is kind of the master agent we have here. So again, it has an AI agent node in the middle, which uses OpenAI's model, and it has some memory, which it can see the previous messages. And of course, it's connected to Telegram because we access it via Telegram. So if you don't know how to set it up via Telegram, I will just quickly show you. So there you go. You can go to this, the bot father on Telegram. And this has a bunch of commands right here. Using those, you can actually build however number of bots you want. And you can use those in workflows like n8n. Like I did here. So new bot, then set the name and whatever, and it will give you an API key, which you will then use in platforms like n8n to communicate with that bot. Anyway, so that was for those who don't know how to set the bot up. But yeah, getting back to the whole workflow. So this agent has access to 3 kind of databases. For now, we have made it Google Sheets. So one is your basic contacts, one is your leads, which in the real world would be getting updated each day or each couple of days or each week, and it has access to those, so it can actually run and manage the cold calling campaign on those leads, right? And it also has access to assistant template sheet, which I will show you. So it will be kind of like this, but much more comprehensive, depending on the business and what kind of personalities they want this agent to take on and call people with. So I can show you, I have put 3 sheets in there right now. So one is the custom personas, so it can take these kind of personas, whatever a business would need, like technical expert, business consultant, or relationship builder, right? You can put example dialogues or example scripts there, or that our agent will use as a reference to create this voice agent that will then call people. So it's incredible, like how you can kind of automate this whole system, right? And it's a system of actually a bunch of different AI agents working together to make this cold calling system happen for you, and they manage it all by themselves. You just have to give the instruction, and voila, you will get the results stored in the Google Sheet like I showed you. Anyway, so these are our personas. So these are kind of the assistant templates again. So this is kind of industry specific for if your business deals with different industries. So you can set up different kind of scripts there and different kind of, whatever context it needs to know. Or if you are building your cold calling for a specific purpose, right? You can set those up in here, like you're calling for tech consultation or you're calling for product demos or follow-up, then, you want the agent to take on that persona. So this is where it will take those templates from, and it will kind of use these templates to create that voice agent, which will then be used for calls. And it will all do it by itself. You just have to configure the master prompt correctly. Anyway, moving on from our sheets, which are our databases for this case, we have these 3 tools we have given it access to. The first one is the Google search tool. So it can perform internet searches. It can get the latest data, latest relevant information that it might need to use during the phone call. Or it can also, when you're talking to the agent, if you want to use it for personal use, for example, making calls to restaurants or car repair shops or some other retail stores to check on something, right? You want to make a call to 10 stores and check on an item if they have it in stock. You can just search that from Google, get the information there, ask it to make calls to those 10 stores with that purpose. It will run through the loop as we showed you through the sheet tracking tool, and it would call each one and give you the results back. So this is why Google search is useful, just to get information from the internet. If you want to call or if you want to find a business to call, right? You can do it in one interface within Telegram while chatting to it, right? And the second one we have is a voice call agent, which is kind of the heart of this thing. So what I've done here right now, I've built this architecture in a way that it has access to this agent. This is an agent in itself. So I will show you. This is the voice call agent. So this is an agent in itself. As you can see, the main node is a AI agent connected to an OpenAI model. And this manages the voice call tool. Now, why did I do it? To kind of reduce the complexity. So the main agent isn't handling everything. It can kind of delegate, the calls to this agent, and this agent will then manage everything for the voice call tool. Now, during the testing, I found out if I'm still not sure if there is actually a benefit to doing this, or should I just give the voice call tool to the master agent. But I'm still doing further testing on it, and right now it's working fine, but I want to also test it with this tool just straight away being given to the master agent. So we will see how that works. But for now, this is how I followed it, and this agent has kind of it gets these parameters from the master agent. So the phone number, the name, and the instructions, and then it kind of creates or kind of sends that info to the voice call tool. So the voice call tool we will see is right here. So this is the main tool it uses to make calls, right? So every single call, it has to run this tool to make that call. So what happens here, it gets triggered by the sub agent, which is the call agent, right? The specific voice call agent, which is this one. And it receives all that information. The next node is a HTTP request to WAPI API. So I have used WAPI AI tool to create this voice agent. So I will show you what I'm doing here and how I'm managing this workflow, so we don't get a million agents created in WAPI for a million contacts we are calling, right? So here you actually use a post call to create an AI assistant. So you hit the create assistant, I think, API call here, and you create assistant using these parameters. So this is kind of the prompt of this agent. So again, right here, if you can see, it will receive the name and the instructions from the sub agent, and it will create this specific assistant for that phone call. And after that, we move on to another post call. Again, this one is for phone calling. So this API call, this HTTP request, will trigger a phone call. So here is what we are supplying to it. So we are supplying again the phone number, the name of the person, and the assistant that we created in the previous step. So it will use that specific assistant we created specifically with the instructions for this phone call to make this phone call. So at this point, the phone call is triggered, the person is receiving the phone call on their phone, and it's happening, right? It might take 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, right? So to kind of we'll have to have a loop here, right, to check when that call is getting finished, because we want to get the data back from it, right? So for that, what I've implemented is, to get the data back, we of course need a get method, a get HTTP request, and we are going to request, of course, to this agent. And now how I have set it up is, I will kind of explain it to you. So it keeps on checking with a if node. It keeps on checking this node, which is the get request. So it keeps on hitting the get request, and it sees in the if node if the transcript exists. If it does, it goes on to the next node, and it goes on to this node, which I will show you what they are. If the transcript doesn't exist, what that means is the person is still talking. The agent is still on the call. So it waits. There's a wait node there for about 1 minute. And then it goes back again. It checks again. It hits the get request again. It checks again if the transcript is there. If it's there, it moves on to this way and this way. If it's not, it goes on to the wait loop again. So now we'll assume the transcript is there. Now this node is very crucial. What it does, once the phone call is completed, we have received the transcript, it deletes that assistant. So that assistant is specifically a transient assistant which we created just for one phone call with very specific instructions, specific persona to call a specific person and for a specific mission, right? So we will delete that. So we are not creating 1,000 assistants for 1,000 cold calls. So it's very important node. It will go there. It will delete that. It will also go through this way. It will go through an OpenAI model, which kind of formats that transcript in a much more readable way. And this node returns that transcript back to our sub-agent, which is this. Now this agent gets that response, returns it back through here to the main agent. The main agent gets that transcript. It knows from its system prompt. I will just show you the system prompt briefly. So it's very comprehensive to kind of make this agent work. And I'm still working on it, upgrading it. But it knows with the system prompt to send that transcript to our tracking tool, which is the Google Sheet, which is kind of the heart of the whole thing. So over here, it sends the transcript as you saw during the live demo. It updates that for each and every call. And so we have our complete transcript right here. So that's kind of the whole phone calling workflow. The next tool, of course, we have is the sheet tracking tool, which I talked about. So here is how it looks like. It looks a bit complicated, but it's not. So basically, it kind of over here triggers, get triggers by the master agent. It has these operations where it can update, read a sheet, so it can check, it can delete, or it can, I think it can also initiate. Yeah. So initiate, yeah. So that's when a new contact is added. So it depends on what operation the master agent wants to make. We have a switch node here, which divides it. So if it's check, if it's update, if it's initialize, or if it's delete, we go through these separate pipelines. And each of these nodes does, that operation, right? So this one kind of gets the row, whichever one the agent wants to read, and it returns the response through this node. So these code nodes here are just to kind of format the response that we're getting from Google Sheets. And, it returns back a kind of well-formatted response to our agent, so it knows what happened during this pipeline. And yeah, so this one will return a response back to the master agent. Same thing with this one. This is an update node. This will update the rows within the Google Sheet. This is append row, so this will actually create and initiate the new contact in there. So as you can see, the status here is new, and this one is a delete node. It can delete specific rows from the Google Sheet, right? So that's kind of the main working of this tool, and it is the main heart of it. So it took some time to get it to work. And yeah, one other thing is this code node. It kind of just formats the output it gets from the master agent into one that can be used through this switch node. So it's just a formatting node. But yeah, that's the whole kind of workflow and each and every component of our master agent. I hope I explained it to you well. And since you saw this in action as well, I hope you can kind of put together how each and everything is working together. Alright guys, so quickly want to talk about the possibility where you can take this agent to. So it can be given access to tools so that it can also make and book appointments for you. So it's very easy actually. So if you go to WAPI, you have a tools function right here. So you can set up tools here that this agent can use. So I've created a couple of tools, which actually in the back end connect to a make.com automation and can actually send booking links to book appointments. So for your business campaigns, if you're calling a bunch of leads and certain leads qualify and meet a criteria, you can send them this link and they can actually book an appointment with you through your calendar. So giving this tool to one of these agents in our master agent in n8n is pretty easy actually. Within the API calls that we make during the agent creation, the only thing we have to do is just change this API call, and we have to add a tool section here which will reference this tool in WAPI, and it will actually have access to these tools. And you will have to structure your prompt so it knows that it has to use this tool to book appointments. But that's where the templates come in that we have given it access to, the Google Sheet templates. And you can structure your templates for appointment setters, where they always have this written in their templates that it has access to these tools to book appointments. Very easy to set it up. If you don't know what I'm talking about at all, check out my other video I have where I show a full detailed step-by-step process of building one of these agents, where I set up one of these tools, and I will show you as a beginner you can learn how to set up one of these tools for yourself and build one of these agents in WAPI. And then you will know, once you have that tool built, you can connect it very easily. If you go to WAPI API docs, you can connect it very easily, modifying this API call within here to actually have this agent use the tool. The other things I see for this agent, the other kind of use case, apart from personal use and running campaigns, it can also be connected to a master sales agent or a marketing agent, right? Who has the ability to automatically scrape leads at a particular interval, and then it can actually give those leads in an Excel sheet or whatever format to this agent, and this agent will format it in its sheet tracking tool, set up a campaign and call each one of them. And with the appointment booking tool that I just showed you, you can just set up these campaigns where this agent is out there working for you, trying to set up appointments, right? So it's very powerful. So that's what I'm going to upgrade it to. I'm planning and I'm working on it to build like a much more upgraded version of it. But I'm also very excited to see what you guys end up building with it. And please leave comments letting me know what can really enhance its capabilities, and I would love to know. But anyway, that's kind of the use cases I'm thinking about this agent for now. Other than that, if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something from it, please feel free to give me a like and leave a comment if you enjoyed. Subscribe to this channel if you want to watch more of this content. And if you're a business owner or if you want such an agent to build for your specific use case, I also run an AI automation agency called Autolinks AI. The link will be in the description, and if you want to book an appointment with me, I offer free consultations as well. The Calendly link will be in the description, so feel free to go ahead and book at a time of your choice. And thank you for watching.